Hi there, my name's Jake and I'm here to talk about my story and my adventures. And I'm going to start with talking about Banda Aceh. So Banda Aceh was the first place that I ever went to. I worked in film and TV. I was a DOP, cinematographer. I wasn't really a great photographer, but I was dabbling in fashion and music videos, and it was exciting, and it was, there was the glitter and glam, but I wanted something more. The tsunami happened in 2004 on Boxing Day, and it affected Thailand, it affected Banda Aceh, which was a part of Indonesia. My mother, her best friend worked for an NGO and the Malaysian sort of relief mission. She was able to get me a job to work in photography and video and shoot what was happening on the ground, what the NGO was doing. So that ended up becoming my first real sort of like job overseas, doing relief work, photography. The tsunami had caused about 5 kilometers inwards of damage. It killed easily over 150,000 people. And I really just came there just because I really wanted to help people. The thing was, it was really difficult. There was a lot of dead people to deal with, like they were crushed under these buildings, and it took a long time to clear the rubble. A lot of manpower and people cleaning it, and I just always remember I saw this dead family underneath the rubble, and we lifted part of the building, and it was kind of almost angelic and beautiful in a way. The couple were together, almost straight together, and they had their infant child, and they'd obviously all 3 of them had pretty much either drowned or suffocated or just crushed under the buildings. But I couldn't take that photo. I couldn't photograph grief, I guess. And I remember I just needed to walk away, and I was crying, and I said, fuck it, I can't do this anymore. I should go back home. And I remember seeing these 3 kids, and they were like playing on the beach, and they're making sandcastles, and they were having a fun time, and they just like looked at me and asked me to take their photo. I don't actually have the print of that photo. It was shot on film. I got it processed in Banda Aceh, and I don't remember taking it back with me. But I remember that moment, and it gave me this will to sort of keep on going and photographing joy and hope in the hardest of places. And this was probably the turning point of where I decided that this is what I wanted to do and this is what I wanted to commit to. I worked and I lived in this orphanage. It was in this village called Lamlong, and I think there was about 40 kids, and they all learned some English from me. And I would also teach mathematics because that was quite easy to sort of teach. And these kids, they just totally loved me. I ate basically what they ate. I would find that obviously we didn't have a lot of meat and protein because there wasn't a lot of money to go around to help the orphanage. So I found alternative jobs to do. So I started working for the Red Cross. I started working for the UN. With the UN, I came up with this idea for better communications by making a traveling cinema. So the traveling cinema was on a projector that was coming off a generator that sat on a ute, and we had this big gigantic screen, and all the villagers, all the people that had been displaced mainly, they would come out and go and watch these videos, but we'd have all of these like little commercials or little notes where people could get medical assistance, or they could find, there might be a money drop or a food drop or a distribution, where to go to and find things that could help them. And at the same time, I also worked for the NGO and the orphanage that I first came out with. And I rode around on this scooter. And this scooter was my livelihood, basically just rode around every single day, just photographing, meeting people, meeting kids. And I realized this is what I wanted. and I wanted more. But yeah, I had to come back home. So basically my housemate, she didn't pay the rent while I was gone, and she also had in her brother, and they didn't pay either. So after 4 or 5 months, we were going to get evicted. So I got this email and I went, oh fuck, I gotta go home. But I realized something in me that I needed to leave everything behind and go on a real adventure.